Hello and welcome to the Cow's Den. What's up? I am Josh. With me, as always, is Matt. What's up, Matt?
What's up,
We
bitches?
are the Cow's Den. As always, we talk comics, pop culture, nerdy shit. This is episode 30. What? I got nothing. Episode 30, big 3-0. Um, man, I don't have a whole lot in comics actually. I got so much other stuff that like I don't have a whole lot with comics this week. The only two I'm going to talk about are the same old two that I always talk about, fucking Superman and fucking Nightwing. So Superman is on issue 8. They issue 7 and issue 8 was kind of like he's fighting this big ass. Remember, I showed you was the cover was like fighting for climate change or for whatever for
Yeah.
the ocean.
Yeah.
So that's not actually what's going on. He's there's this giant crustaceous. Um, it's like a giant crab, but it's like a titan. It's like a giant crab. Gets awoken from the ocean, comes up. Everybody wants to fight it, but of course Superman's like, bro, let's not fight it. You see if I can go calmly talk to it, calm it down. Not talk to it, but see if like Aquaman can maybe talk to it or feel it or whatever. Um, but of course, the military, Lex Luthor, his little group of uh, it's not Lex, it's somebody else with Lex's help, and I'm blanking on who the guy's name is right now. But he runs this little superhero team of his own that he's trying to start out. It's basically he's trying to start out his own group to say we don't need to be pinned down by superheroes. Like we can take care of ourselves. He's trying to start his own like little
Kind of like
super
Suicide
group.
Squad.
Yeah, yeah.
No?
But it's like all meta humans.
Mhm.
And so Superman and Aquaman, and we're talking the new Aquaman, and I'm full on blanking on his name right now. But he happens to meet up with him, and he's trying to talk to him. They calm him down, and then of course the other Supes and Lex's group show up and start shooting and blasting the shit out of it, piss it off. And what it does is instead of like fighting back, it fucking jumps away. But because it's this massive like size of a freaking skyscraper thing, when it jumps and then lands, it creates a giant freaking tsunami. And so like Clark tries to stop it. Him and Aquaman try to stop the station, finally calm it down. But yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. They fight this big old crustacean thing. This was part 2 of that, in which you find out more about Lex's little group of metahumans that he's starting. They're calling it the Rising, because it's like no longer will we have to be suppressed by superheroes.
But
Um,
we're superheroes in our own right. Or
but
meta.
but now you're going to be controlled by me, who controls the superheroes. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good.
Good old
Anyway,
Lex.
yeah, right. And so Nightwing 89 is actually the crossover, part 1 of the crossover, where Dick goes to Metropolis to help out. Once he hears, this is actually right as the crustacean thing ends. um John's having all these personal mental problems. He's like, because Superman's off planet. It's just John right now. Like, there's no Clark. Clark is off planet. It's just John. So John keeps running into this, like, am I ready for this? Like, I still don't know. It's like I'm trying, but I can't save everybody, like this and that.
Self doubt.
Yeah, self-doubt, kind of typical hero starting off thing, and so this was Dick had told Clark that, if John ever needed anything, he'd be there, he'd look out for him. So he's here. He hears. He's like, I haven't actually gone over there and checked in on him yet. So right as he gets over there, they're finishing up with the whole Leviathan thing, the big crustacean, and yeah, really all that is that, like, you see Clark, or John, in the aftermath. He's kind of bummed out because a few people died because of that, even if he tried to calm everybody down. You see Dick making his way over to Metropolis, and then at the end, this is part 1. So at the end, it's like they find out that the little oh, this one's also in the midst of all that. Somebody starts murdering super people, of course. So like in the background of all that, and so that's when he goes over there, that's about that as well. So he goes over there for that, to try to figure it out, and of course that leads him straight to Lex, and that's the end of the first part. Is it leads him to Lex Corp. So you got part 2 is going to be Dick and John taking on Lex, I think. I mean, I don't know how, to what extent, but it's going to be cool to see. I think it's going to be cool to see. So And then the only other thing for the comics, let me see if I got it. Oh no, I pulled it out for this, and now I don't know what I did with it. Nope, specifically pulled it out for this, and got it right here. Sorry, apologies, and that would be my dogs. Something's Killing Children. I don't know if you know that I like this. Have you guys ever heard me? Have you ever heard me talk about this? James Tynion, Something's Killing Children. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but no, this is a random thing they did. So issues 1 to 15 were about the main character, Erica Slaughter. This monster goes to a town. Erica gets assigned to go kill the monster. It's all about the story for that. I don't want to tell too much, but that's essentially it. It's in this town called Archer's Peak. Issues 1 to 15 cover that story. Issues 16 to 20 have been all about Erica's origin when she was younger. And so now issue 21, they're coming back to present time. We're finally going to see Erica back, go into a whole new town, finally see the story continue, into that aspect. So what they did randomly though is they released this. It's called an Ashcan. So I wanted to take that opportunity actually to explain what an Ashcan is, and why it's so weird that they did this. So typically, what an Ashcan is, my damn dogs. Typically, what an Ashcan is a unreleased, unfinished version of the comic book. So it'll have usually the reason that they do it is it'll have like let's say Marvel wants to make a brand new character, but they don't want anybody to get the idea before they can get it out, before they can get it finished product out. They'll release a number 1 with a cover that's unfinished, with inside pages that are unfinished, just so they can be like, hey, this is our character, it's our character, we're the ones putting it out first, here you go. So they straight up, I didn't realize, like, I had to look this up, I didn't realize that's why Ashcans were originally like started. So I do think it's really weird as to why they did this. This is an unfinished Ashcan version of issue 21. And so I don't understand like what they're adding to it, what they're bringing to it, or what could possibly be, because I'm not going to open this fucking thing until issue 21 comes out. I mean, that's the other thing. So issue 21 doesn't come out until next month. I am about to kill my dogs right now, but issue 21 doesn't come out until March 30th, and we're looking at February 26th right now, so we're over a month away. But yeah, I don't know why they did it. I don't know why.
So maybe they're concerned that another company is trying to copy their story.
That could very well be true, or maybe there is something that they're introducing in this that they're concerned, might be
somebody's going to
copy or something. Yeah. The only other reason why I would think is just to build hype. Because of the fact that they want to this came out like a week before what's called final order cutoff. So like when companies or when like stores can't order anymore from the company. So I think part of it was to just be like, hey, fucking get this. The new issue's coming. Part of it. But I don't know. To me, it was weird that they did it, but I saw it. I loved it. I loved the idea of it. I had to get it. And especially with me, we talked about my number 1. I don't have that little guy anymore, so this makes up for it. Very cool though. If you had a chance to grab one of these, very cool. If not, then I mean, good luck at this point. So beyond that was my comic stuff. Beyond that, I had a lot of stuff actually I wanted to talk about, all the way back to right after our last episode was the Super Bowl. Our last episode aired on Saturday, and then on Sunday was the Super Bowl, which the big game. Do I have to edit that? Are we gonna get in trouble?
No.
I'm kidding. No. Because I ain't trying to take your goddamn money, fool. So I don't care. Super Bowl. Anyway, they had all kinds of fucking trailers. I mean, this year the commercials, the trailers were actually pretty good.
They were
definitely gonna start with that Doctor Strange trailer, dude. That Multiverse of Madness with the and I'm gonna spoil everything for anybody who hasn't watched this, which if you didn't watch the Super Bowl and watch at least some of the trailers from it, get the fuck out of here. But the big thing about it, I mean, the trailer looks good. If I'm being totally honest with you, the only thing I feel like it's falling victim to, and this is just me, it's over makeup. I'm getting tired of like, I'm starting to feel like every time we see Cumberbatch now, I'm like, dude, tone it down just a little bit. Like they look so fluffy and made up, and I don't know. That's just a personal pet peeve though. Other than that though, fucking trailer.
Yeah. Well,
Woo.
and you know my problems, and I'm really hoping that now that they own Fox, that they're gonna address Scarlet Witch going
And dude,
Omega level mutant.
like, and they're starting to look like
She
they're kind
looks
of building
good.
it, like they're starting to look like they're building her up good. Yeah, and I'm hoping that it's kind of a we know we haven't given her a good chance yet, but hopefully we've been holding out for that. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's
but
what that's what I'm hoping, man.
so and I mean, the biggest thing about the trailer though is the Patrick Stewart, man. I mean, and if you apparently if you mute the thing, if you look at captions, all it says is mysterious voice. Everybody says it's Stewart. Everybody says it sounds like Stewart. It looks like Stewart. Even Patrick Stewart came out and was like, "Well, people have been imitating my voice for so long," and it was like, "Well, why would you say that though? Like, why wouldn't you say it like that? Why wouldn't you say, oh no, that's not me at all? Like, like, oh
so
no, it doesn't sound
so
like me at all."
one thing I will say is that I have a feeling that after the whole Spider-Man No Way Home trailer,
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Marvel's going to start doing this more, where they're going to throw stuff in, take stuff out, and
I think
I
now,
think they're
well, I
going to
think
do it
the idea of
more.
the multiverse is giving them the option of, I think really they sat here and said, yes, we like the idea of this MCU, but really what we're going to say is it's all been part of the MCU, man. Fuck it. Like now we're just like, I mean, we did our Avengers storyline, we built our shit up. Like now we're just kind of like, it's all part of the storyline, because that's what I've been
Yeah.
hearing is there's rumors that like they're just gonna say fuck it, that like even fucking Blade could show up, even fucking like everybody could, even for like a
Wesley's not going to
glimpse,
show.
even for
Wesley's
like a
not going to show.
glimpse. Well, but I just mean it would be what's his name's Blade, but
Yeah.
still is like
Yep. Well, he already showed up.
but you didn't see him, you heard him.
Same. I mean, he's there.
Okay, I know.
It's yeah.
And even
But
still, you
yeah,
could still bring Wesley in technically because of the way
yeah,
they're doing it. But
yeah.
it's on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, trailer was awesome. I gotta move through these. Lord of the Rings, Amazon, fucking dope. Trailer looks good.
It
Trailer looks
does.
solid. I thought it
It
looked
does.
solid.
It does.
I mean, it's Amazon, and I think Amazon can do good and can do okay. So I really hope that they do good with it. I'm getting kind of upset that like all these bigger companies, we talked about this, all these bigger companies like Amazon and Disney and them are getting these fucking good names, but Disney has been doing good at holding their shit. They've been putting the stories out. We talked about how Warner Brothers, which we'll talk more later on that, Peacemaker. I'm hoping Amazon does it. I'm hoping they can put it together. I'm hoping it's good. Thoughts on
Yeah,
it?
yeah. No, and I mean, I think it looked good. Man, Lord of the Rings is kind of iffy with me, like only
It's a
because
personal. It's always been a little more. Oh, it's because what? Why?
I'm Harry Potter over Lord of the Rings, and those were both
Of
out
course, me.
competing against each other, you know,
It.
and
I will argue through and through that those movies are just 10 times more boring and the books are just 10 times more boring. Now I get it. It's story building, it's character building, it's world building. I get it. And I
yeah,
get why it's so popular. But I agree.
yeah.
I agree. They've never been really my biggest thing, but I'm still
Right.
pumped. I
Oh
still
yeah,
think
I
it's
am
gonna be
too. Like
good. I
the
still think
trailer looks great.
yes.
I just
Yes.
always go back to,
Even the
Clerks
fucking
2.
trees walks in
So
those
even the
movies.
fucking
Yeah.
trees walks in
No,
those
and I
movies.
get it is because
3
I always
movies.
felt like that
Always
too.
about
It's
walking.
like but at the same time, man, I mean, Return of the
No,
King,
like
I will admit, first time I watched Return of the King, I was like, holy shit by the end of it.
see,
So
I hold a personal vendetta against that. I totally disagree on that being the sci-fi comic, whatever you want to call it, award winner when
oh.
we've had so many better ones.
Oh
And
yeah.
so
No, I'm
like
just saying Return
that's
of the King
my
was good. I just
right.
mean
No,
it
it's
was
just
good. That's all.
it was. It's just I hold a personal vendetta against the that trilogy
No, I hear you.
because
Well,
of that,
in the
because of
Hobbits,
it
I've
winning.
heard from even the fans that the Hobbit movies weren't that good. I never finished them all because
Nah.
they like I've heard even from fans they were like, yeah, they're kind of boring and not that good. Like anyway,
So
keep
yeah.
rolling. Fucking Jordan Peele. Nope. Did you watch that
Yeah.
trailer?
Yeah.
Man, that guy knows how to fucking make a trailer. Like, and don't get me wrong, he knows how to make good movies. I've been enjoying his movies.
I've seen all of his movies. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're fucking amazing.
but like, fuck, man, because that movie felt like a whole different movie, and then suddenly, even when the lights went out, like everything went out, the lights went out, and then you hear the insects and birds stop chirping, and it was dead silent, and then you see from Jordan Peele. I was like, oh shit, oh shit, yeah, it was good. It was a good trailer.
Yeah,
And
I'm definitely excited for that. I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah,
He's you know,
I have not watched Candyman yet, but other than that,
I haven't watched Candyman, but I will say that like I feel like he's bringing back the suspense genre that's been missing.
and
Um,
and I don't care. I mean, I don't care that he's doing this. I love that he's, black focused, because of the
yeah,
fact
absolutely.
that, like, because of the fact that, like,
Well, if you look
it allows-
traditionally,
well,
name a black suspense film before he came along.
and that was like not only had black people in it, but was focused around them, like,
Yeah.
and that's great. It's awesome. And I love that I don't know, sometimes, like, there was somebody on the opposite end of it who was like, well, he doesn't want to hire white people. It's like, so what? White people didn't want to fucking hire black people, so shut the fuck up. Who cares? All right.
Get Out still gets me, man. I fucking love that movie. I will watch that movie over and over and over.
Yeah.
And then what was it? The one with the others. His second one.
I don't know. I will admit that the second one didn't get me as much.
I loved it. I loved it. So
it didn't get me as much.
Fan.
I really loved the Get Out, and I will admit that the second one didn't get me as much, only because it was like I think I didn't quite get it the first time I watched it, because it was like, it's like basically they tried to clone everybody and fucked up, right? Like,
kind of.
I don't know. Anyway, it was anyway. Nope, it looks good. Trailer looked cool, solid. I feel like I'm spending way too much time on each one of these. And for me, this was random, but the Sonic 2 trailer actually looked pretty fucking good.
Absolutely.
You got Knuckles, you got the
Knuckles, my favorite
Sonic
character,
though. And like towards the end of the trailer, him fighting the giant robot, I was like, yes, that's classic Sonic. Like,
yeah, it looks very good. And that movie, that first one,
was surprisingly good.
Yeah. Way under appreciated. Yes. Well, I mean, it's appreciated, but still, it was very good. Very good.
Yeah. And then this is not a Super Bowl trailer, but random other trailer for another Amazon was The Boys Diabolical, the animated.
Yeah,
dude, it looks great, and I love that it's like one of those kind of anthology things. Like, it looks like it's a single story, but it looks like each episode is going to be told in different artistic perspectives, kind of that kind of thing. So I like that idea. I always love when they do shit like that, and especially with the Homelander, it looks so R-rated, and it looks so fucking good. I cannot fucking wait. It looks so good. Yeah, Boys Diabolical. Okay, man, I have too much now. Movies. I watched, so that you don't have to, I watched Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
And I didn't even bother. And I'm a diehard Resident Evil fan, just like Josh.
Been a diehard fan through and through, man. And I had to watch this for two reasons. One, for the first time since I've seen any of these movies, I felt like the scenery, the characters design, the stuff that I was seeing beforehand, minus the trailer, the actual stuff, the pictures and everything, looked so true to everything that I couldn't help but be like, fuck, I gotta see this. And then my other one is, I like Stephen Amell and Robbie Amell, and I think Robbie Amell was the perfect cast choice for a young Chris Redfield. I think he was perfect. And I think through the movie, he was probably him. And so the guy who played, so my two things I will say that were good, the casting wasn't terrible. There, Robbie Amell was good. The girl who played Claire was good. The one thing, my complaint about Claire is that she looked perfect, but they didn't put her hair back. She didn't want to put her hair back. It was all down. And I'm like, she looked perfect. If she put that hair back, she would have been 100%. Just a personal pet peeve. Scenery was perfect. Like I said, looked amazing. Everything looked beautiful. Writing was the worst, fucking most atrocious thing I think I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry, because it was written and directed by the same person. The directing wasn't terrible, but the writing was terrible. And the guy who played Leon was terrible as zero. I want to reiterate this: zero to do with his ethnicity, race, anything like that. Because I love the girl who played Jill. I thought she was great. The way that they wrote Leon was a fucking idiot. I get that he's the new guy. I get that he's young. He's the new guy. It's his first day. But there's a difference between being young and straight up being a fucking idiot.
I've got a note on that, on stuff I'm going to talk about.
I'm sorry. Final
it's
review
a common,
on that. Final review on that. 4 out of 10. That's my final review.
It's a common thread in the horror genre right now, and I'm done with it. So go ahead.
The only other thing I thought was actually pretty good was William Birkin. Guy who played William Birkin was good. And his first form, you know how he goes first form and then full form. His first form with the eye on the arm, when he's still kind of there, but the eye on the arm, and he's, dude, the guy who played him, he was like, "Oh, come here, Chris, come here, Chris, I found." Like, I was like, fuck. Like, the guy who was playing him.
Hey, all I want to know.
Job.
All I want to know is did they have a shark?
Oh no shark.
Yeah, fuck that.
No shark.
They still haven't shown a shark. They still haven't shown the shark.
There were barely ever any real zombies, and when there were a handful of scenes. There was a scene with Robbie and Mel, with Chris and the team. They're all in the fucking mansion. They're trying to combine 1 and 2. So
yeah, that's
2
what
is going on at the same time, and then literally at the same time. And so there's a crew out in the mansion, and there's a crew at the RPD, and then at the end of the movie they kind of meet underneath everything, and then the only ones, spoiler alert, the only fucking ones who make it out are Chris, Jill, Leon, and Claire, and Sherry Birkin. But that's it.
Yeah, Sherry goes on to be Veronica.
I think so.
Isn't that Code Veronica? I mean, I love that game.
It's been a while, but dude, I just miss those stories.
Well, you want to? Hey, anybody wants to know our age? You want to know where we started playing the game on number 1? Do you remember?
Dreamcast, PlayStation,
Saturn. So I guess it was Saturn.
Yes,
it was Saturn. Yeah. So we started the first game.
Had the PlayStation. Yeah.
We got the game at Toys R Us, and it was between. We ended up getting Die Hard Trilogy and that game.
Die Hard Trilogy. Oh my god.
Yeah. So that shows our age, trilogy. and then we switched over to PlayStation for 2, but
dude, and 2 is one of the all-time greatest games, and that's what always pisses me off.
Man.
Again, it had nothing to do with casting choice. It was simply they wrote him out to be a fucking idiot, and it pissed me off the whole time. I described a scene to a friend of mine, and I think I sent it to you too. There's a scene where the helicopter pilot, or no, semi-truck driver crashes
where he's sleeping
right in front of the fucking right in front of the
station,
police station. And Leon, as they've put him like the fucking the desk guy at the front desk, is sitting here with headphones on, not even like this because it's supposed to be 90s, so there's shitty headphones, and he's sitting there just, and then the crash happens, and he does one of these. He goes, and then it's like the guy stumbles in on fire, and he's still. It isn't until Donald Logue comes in and pops the dude in the head when he's right in fucking front of him that he goes, "Oh, what's up? What the hell?" I'm like, what the
dude?
fuck?
Where's my car?
Yes. Anyway, final 4 out of 10 on that. I can't get over it. It was horrible. I tried to like it. I really did. TV shows, The Great on Hulu. Do you have any idea what The Great is? It's Nicholas Hoult and Elle Fanning. It is a period piece unlike any other period piece I could tell you. That is the only thing I could say, because it is about Nicholas Hoult is a ruler. What's the word for that? Not a king.
Emperor.
Emperor. Thank you. And she comes in. This is the first season. She comes in thinking that she's going to marry in and be everything's lovely and I love life and everything is happy and joyous and I can't wait to meet my husband and blah 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 blah. Right? I'm gonna just spoil the first. This is like in the first season, very first episode, right? So she gets there, and the first thing he walks in, he goes, "Hey, turn over, flip over." She flips her over, pulls her up. "Hey, so you guys doing? What do you guys want to hunt later? You guys want to go out later or anything?" "Oh, okay, I'm done. Bye," and walks off. And so she's like immediately changed, you know what I mean? Immediately. So, and it's such an amazing story. It's it's goofy, it's silly, it's funny, it's very R-rated though. It's also very dark, it's also very deep. But from season 1, season 2 just came out recently, and I just finally finished season 2. In all honesty, um, season 1 I gave about an 8.5 out of 10. Season 2 I give about a 9.5 out of 10. It's only getting better. I thought season 2 was just even a step up from season 1. I highly recommend checking it out, especially you, Matt. Seriously, it's a period piece. It's like one of those Bridgerton or fucking what's the other one? What's the one that everybody knows?
Queen.
Downton Abbey.
Oh,
It's like that, but it's dark,
brutal.
it's funny, it's brutal, it's also relentless, because like there's shit that happens, people get killed, people get hung, people get, all that shit. It's good though. I definitely recommend it. And Matt, I honestly think you'd enjoy it. It's on Hulu. It's called The Great. Nicholas Hoult, Elle Fanning. And then this is just me. I've got hooked the past couple days playing Elden Ring. I know Matt didn't want to shut up about it, or wants me to shut up about it, but Matt's a big George R. R. Martin fan too. I know, Game of Thrones, all that. This is from Software, who does Bandai Namco, who do the Dark Souls games, which I've always fucking hated those games, because I don't like games where I have to die 50 fucking times to finally figure out how to get through the boss. That said, I've already died about 38 times in this game. It's difficult, but I am very much enjoying it. A lot more than I was planning on it too, because I kind of went into it with a butthurt attitude of like, well, I'm gonna play it, but I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it. So I've been surprisingly enjoying it. It's been really good so far. I will give a further review when I play more. And then the last thing between two of us was gonna be Peacemaker, but I do want to mention just 5-second thing. Daniel fucking Radcliffe as Weird Al. Those pictures were insane. Oh my god,
that looks
those
awesome.
were insane. They're just so silly. It was so fucking stupid. But yeah, dude, finally finished Peacemaker, bro. I'm done with all my shit. I finally finished Peacemaker.
Yeah, we'll do Peacemaker at the end. So I got a couple things. Walking Dead just started back up. I haven't watched episode 2 yet, but I will say this. The only thing that I care about right now is that there was a sighting of Andrew Lincoln down in Atlanta, hanging out with fuckboy.
Norman Reedus?
There we go. Hanging out with Norman Reedus. I'll talk more about Walking Dead next. Well, the theory is
I'm kidding.
The theory is either they're going to start finally shooting the movie, or he's going to make an appearance in this. They're leaning, which is so fucking weird. They're leaning towards Maggie kind of having a story arc of Dwight. And it's just fucking weird. Because like, how much do you remember about the Commonwealth?
Well, like, what do you mean?
How Dwight basically was trying to start the revolution, and
and basically like, I'm done with all this. Like,
and so like the first episode ends with
she hated him, right?
Yeah. Well,
I thought they always had kind of like I thought she always had kind of a fuck you relationship with him.
I mean, she had a fuck you relationship with anybody the Savior. So anybody involved with the Savior. So but so the first episode ends with Daryl with the Commonwealth approaching, which is so weird. The Commonwealth approaching Hilltop, a rebuilt Hilltop, and Maggie's up top, and one of the stormtroopers takes off his helmet, and it's Daryl, and they're like, you didn't have to come to this, and Daryl's like, you knew it would. And that's kind of how the first episode ends. And so it's just weird. It's very bizarre. It's like I mean, I don't know.
You can't but wonder if Kirkman was like, fuck it, let's just throw it off the rails.
No, I don't think it's Kirkman. I think it's the producers. They don't know what to do. It's because I mean, because corner. Well, yeah, like you don't have like
I shared that thing with you the other day about Carl and how there's not like they wrote themselves in the corner when they killed him.
Sorry. Right, but like the three protagonist, antagonist characters for the Commonwealth are gone. You've got Rick, you've got Carl, You've got Michonne. Actually, it's 4: Rick, Carl, Michonne, and Dwight. Which they're taking Michonne's character and putting it in Yamiko. Yeah. So I mean that's okay, but like the rest of it's like, what do you do? You know,
right.
They're like mixing. So, but anyways, but I will say, going back to your comment about young people and Resident Evil, I think you should check out Texas Chainsaw on Netflix.
Yes, I was gonna watch that and didn't even get a chance to.
It's getting blasted everywhere, but I'll tell you, it's actually good.
Yeah.
The story is good. The fucking death scenes are amazing. There's 2 problems with it, and they're rather big. Just I'm tired of horror movies nowadays saying that every millennial and every Gen Z just this is all they can do is sit on their phones.
Right.
And there is a horrible sequence of death scenes on this bus that just drove me nuts watching it. You want me to tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
I mean,
so
it takes a chance. I don't care.
Leatherface gets onto this bus, and there's probably 20, 25 people on this bus. They pull out their phones and start recording, and he kills one of them, right? Brutally, fucking amazing. They all turn around, run to the back of the bus, and proceed to pound on the glass like this with their hands while Leatherface walks up until it's down to like 3. And then somebody like, oh, I'm going to try to sneak by him and get out the window on the side, and gets cut in half. So it's like a 2-minute long, just him running his chainsaw into people that aren't facing him, trying to fight him, trying to do anything. They're just piling on each other, pounding on the back of the glass of the bus. It is horrendous. It is. I get it that like we're stupid young people, but my God, 25 fucking people not one of them can figure it
turn
out.
Around to just say, hey, maybe we should all turn around and fucking bum rush him or something,
or like, try to sneak along the side or something. You know,
yeah.
something. It's so bad. The second scene like that is actually, it's a combination of horrible and awesome at the same time. So it's centered around these 2 females, 2 sisters. And I love the fact that one of the sisters has PTSD from going through a school shooting. Okay. And she got shot. She actually has the bullet wound and everything. And it plays off of it perfectly. It does a great job. But so they defeat Leatherface, and they get into this car to leave. And it's an electric car, and it's got autopilot, right? Mm-hmm. They turn on autopilot, and the car proceeds to go 2 fucking miles per hour to where, of course, Leatherface breaks in the passenger window, grabs out a sister while the car is still moving at 2 miles per hour, and fucking cuts her head off. Oh, it's so fucking brutal. But it's like, what in what world do you not get in that fucking car and floor it? I don't. Right. I don't know a young person that would be that naive and that stupid to just go, I'm gonna turn on autopilot and go 5 miles per hour. It was literally rolling, and it's like, okay, like the scene, like the deaths were awesome in those 2 scenes, but the fucking logic behind it, like I get it.
There were times in the new Scream that I was like that, where the death itself was really cool, but I couldn't help but be like, yeah, but that was, I mean, come on. I mean, but then again,
I get the movie. I get that, but I'm tired of the old adage that every Gen Z and millennial are stupider than any other set of teens throughout history.
Right.
You know, like even in Jason, Friday the 13th, you've got Manhattan, honestly, where the fucking boxer fights him. You know, I
assumed that you were gonna say that this crowd of people was recording, and then when he killed him, they all just were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep recording."
No, I thought
that's what you were gonna say.
No, I mean, they ran into a fucking corner and just were on top of each other, batting a glass while he fucking ran a chainsaw into their back. Right. I mean, I get it. All teenagers are stupid throughout ever. But I mean, these are like 25-year-olds.
Right. They're not necessarily teenagers anymore.
Right. And so they're there to invest in property. So obviously they have money. So like, that's, if you get beyond those 2 scenes, it's a really good, I like it. It's good. It's just like
two really drawback scenes. Like,
it's just like Halloween, where they say,
he's
okay, the first
me.
one,
He's killing me.
they take the first Halloween and then they erase the rest. That's what they do with this. They take the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, set it 40 years in the future.
I kind of feel like they keep doing that.
But this is, I mean, but this is good. I mean, like the logic, the story, the writing, the death scenes,
so
the
wait a
acting.
minute. So it does take place now, and it's meant to be like this is him
40 years later.
After okay.
I
don't think I knew that. So that's cool. So honestly, I didn't pay attention to this one because the remakes lately have been really pissing me off. So.
Right. So the one survivor, the lone girl, is now 40 years older, and she's become a sheriff because she's been trying to find out who was Leatherface. And they've never been able to find out. Right. But you want to know something even doper? She fucking dies. I love that.
That they actually killed her.
That they actually killed her. Like
that was my big thing on the new Scream. I don't know if I spoiled that. They kill off Dewey.
Yeah.
Which I was like, fucking finally, dude.
Right.
How many times did he keep surviving? Like, just fucking kill him.
Right. Like, I like new things. I like new ideas.
Something that changes up.
Yeah. But the story is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you take those two scenes that I just talked about and minimize their effect, I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
And to be honest with you, that's what sold me on Scream was that ending, because it was so different. Because I was not. It was
dude. Watch. If you watch one scene, watch the ending scene of Texas Chainsaw, and
I'll probably just watch the whole movie just for the hell of it.
But like, it's I love the special effects on this. You can't tell when they stop having the girl and when it becomes like a fucking head. Like, he's just like, he holds her for literally like 1 second, just goes, and she's alive and moving, and then it's her head. Like,
damn.
Oh, it's so good. Editing was perfect. It was on point. Yeah.
All right. So, and that's the thing too, is I'm sorry, real quick. Resident Evil, it weirdly looked good and terrible at the same time. And it's in the CG aspect. Like, the CG would come on, and it's like the design wasn't bad, but it just looked terrible. It looked crappy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
So the second thing I got, and then we're gonna get into the awesomeness that is
do you really want to taste it? Anyway.
Space Force season 2 came out.
Yes, I've not watched that yet. Yeah.
I'm a diehard Space Force fan. I like
the first season. Yeah.
So here's the thing that sucks, that leads me to believe that Netflix is probably going to fucking cancel it, which is dog shit. The first season had 10 episodes. The second season had 7. And so like it's, but I will say, like, they did the second season is just as funny. They continued on to, okay, now Trump's obviously out of office. Now you've got a new administration. They're going to cut the shit out of your budget. And so like they were dealing with that for most of the season.
That's good. That's cool. They play into it. I like that.
Well, and they play into current events. So like also towards the end of the season, you have a lot of them that are applying for jobs at SpaceX. And I'm not going to spoil what happens with it, but the ending is so awesome, and it's completely open-ended, and it just reminds me of why I fell in love with this show in general, is the ending. I thought that if it's the last episode, I thought they did very well. I thought they tied things together, but they left it open-ended. So I definitely hope they get a season 3. If you have not watched it, if you like Steve Carell, it's fucking hilarious. I can't stop laughing. So definitely worth it.
I like the first season, man. I remember it being funny. I didn't get a chance to watch the second season yet.
So can I ruin one part of it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So what's the most memorable thing that you can remember about the first trailer for that show? Or even in general,
doing his dance, his thing,
and singing
Aruba, Jamaica.
That's how they end. That's how they end the last episode. Is all the main characters singing that song.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's actually
and so
really
like
cool.
Right, because like that's like the most like profound thing that everybody took from like the commercial, the trailer, first trailer, and first interaction with them is Aruba, Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's it
cool.
yeah, but it
That's
leaves
really
it
cool.
open ended, so it's really good.
Still, that's good. That's like
So
heartfelt. Yeah.
yeah. So the biggest thing though,
I also loved the ending, how it was kind of ambiguous, because it's like I could totally see them doing a second season, and if they don't, then I would totally be okay with it.
yeah.
That would be Peacemaker, Peacemaker, Peacemaker. Do you really wanna taste it?
So I'm sure everybody already knows this, but I keep pulling out this little tidbit of information that that song is 13 years old. But the best thing about that song is the fact that the band's management group cut them like a week before Peacemaker picked that song to be their theme song, and it is now the #1 download on
Yeah,
Apple
yeah, I heard
iTunes.
that. I heard that
That
it's
is
actually
fucking
number
awesome.
one.
They got all the royalties for it. They didn't have to pay their management team shit because they dropped them. So that's awesome.
That
But
is awesome. Yes, dude. I'm sorry, but
the ending.
no, that song,
Fuck you, Barry.
I totally rocked that song. When I was cleaning the other day, I crank it up. It gets you pumped, man. It's a good song to get you pumped, and
I think the
especially that
name of
opening.
I think the name of this episode needs to be "Fuck You, Barry."
Barry. No, now hold on. Let's backtrack it, because I also want to say that overall, this in general, from start to finish, has got to be one of the best seasons of television I think I've ever seen. Just one of the best seasons of television I think I've ever seen. James Gunn
Blasphemy.
somehow, I said one of, somehow James Gunn managed to take a character that by the end of Suicide Squad, I was so fucking pissed off at him. I wanted nothing to do with him. When they said that he survived at the end, there was a part of me that was like, okay, why? Fucking why? Yeah. I straight up was like, dude, I don't care. And then they said the Peacemaker series and all that. And I was like, why? Like, nothing against John Cena, which I'm not the biggest fan of John Cena, but nothing against
I
John
am
Cena.
much bigger now.
Well, I just couldn't help but be like, why? You know, he's the fucking asshole, which ironically, I hated Rick Flag in the first one. And by the time they killed him, I was like, why?
Right.
Yeah. And goddamn it, fuck me. This man managed to take a character that I hated and make me fucking love him, man.
And a character that we didn't really know a whole lot about and fell in love with Vigilante.
Character I literally had nothing about before this show. I knew not a single thing about before this show, and is now, I was telling you, is now got to be one of my like top 10 characters of all time, dude.
He's so awesome.
The way he's played,
are you doing face stretches?
Oh,
face stretches again?
Picking a really weird time to do your face stretches right now, man.
Dude, he's crying.
Yes, dude. Oh my god. And not only that, the big beard dude. How many times did he save their ass? He got the chainsaw. There was a point where he picked up like an Uzi and just like
yes. But then the last episode, he fucking falls and breaks his ankle before he even gets
anywhere. Like, are you serious? Yeah. But that was so great. Like even that was
smart.
Joke.
It's smart.
It's smart, dude. It was so good. Because what I was saying too is, in my opinion, the general story of it, the whole body snatchers thing was a very bland story concept, a very bland concept. But the story was so good. It was done so well. It was told so well. I absolutely love, and I'm talking all kinds of spoilers if we haven't said that, but I absolutely love that the daughter just flipped the script on Waller and it's like, fuck that. She's the one who's done this and this and this, because she put her in that shit firsthand. Dude. She told her, she's like, dude, I worked at it was like dog place or something, right? Like,
yeah.
She's like, this is not what I was supposed to do, but like her mom put her in there, and then that's what she did. She straight turned around and was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking expose your ass then, like that's so awesome. And then come on, that last fight, last fight though, that whole last fight where they're all just dude, Cena killing fucking motherfuckers left and right. I'm trying to
all of them going down. No, all of them went down at one point, all of them got shot, and and I mean, dude, Cena making the choice to not, to not allow the cow.
He was like, he was like, did I just kill the world? And she was like, maybe, or whatever. She just, I don't remember what she said, but he was like, did I just kill the world? But dude,
and let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. Them tying the first episode, the first 5 minutes of this show into the last 5 minutes of the show was absolutely smart as shit.
And I've also talked too, it was so much of a flex on James Gunn's end, man. So what happens again, entire spoilers. So if we haven't seen it, entire major spoilers. After everything, Peacemaker, kills the final one. They start, dude, those bombs when it was just blowing up when she to get down there, that shit was so cool. But yeah, he comes walking out with her. The other ones are just walking with him. Fucking Vigilante's got shot, and he's just like, no, I'm cool. Because at the end they're like in the hospital, and he's like, you should go. No, I'm cool. Boom. Anyway, but yeah, they're all walking out, and he's like, who shows up, Matt?
The motherfucking Justice League, late as fucking usual.
And John Cena's walking out. He says that he's like, "You're late as usual, you fucks," something like that. Yeah. And then why don't you go fuck a fish? Yeah, he goes, why don't you go fuck a fish?
Yeah,
and then it cuts to literally, it's actually Jason Momoa, and it cuts to Jason Momoa, and he goes, I'm so tired of that rumor. And then it cuts to Ezra Miller, and he says, it's not a rumor. And it cuts back. He goes, fuck you, Barry. And that's it. That's
it's so great, though. But it was, but it was amazing. It just tied.
To tie the fish fucking joke in, and again for James Gunn to flex the way he did for that, man. For one thing, for him to be able to pull Snyder's characters and to say, yeah, it's still all part of the same shit. This is still how we're doing it. It's the way I'm doing it. And not only that, the whole thing behind it about apparently he was doing that while he was on the set of Guardians. So he actually convinced Marvel's team to shoot the scenes for him, or to shoot Ezra's scene for him.
Yeah, and Marvel gets to sit there and go, dude, the best scene that you had in arguably any of your entities, Marvel did it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry,
after everything between him and Marvel, and after everything with this happened, that was such a flex, dude. That was such a flex.
And that's not taken away. There's plenty of good DC moments. I love, Batman or Dark Knight, all that stuff. But this scene is just so perfect and ties a bow. And for him to be able to do that, and Marvel be able to go, we did it, bitch. That's so fucking, that's huge.
Well, it's not even for Marvel to say we did it. It's for James Gunn to be like, look what I got Marvel to fucking do. Like, that's my opinion. That's James Gunn being like, look what I got fucking Marvel to do after they fired my ass. You know what I mean? That's in my opinion. That's the way I saw it.
And I wonder, has he said what he's doing after Guardians 3?
With Marvel, I think that's it.
Well, I'm saying in general, because
I don't know. I mean,
here's another thing.
I don't know if Peacemaker got renewed or not.
Yeah, I mean, DC, we've said it with Snyder. They're not going back to that.
No.
Let James Gunn.
From what I can understand, is they are looking at a way to try to, like, even James Gunn, like with this, that's kind of the point, is to kind of blend it. And with Flash, they're gonna fucking throw it all off the rails anyway. So
and like my thing is like
bring back Keaton.
Man, like here's James Gunn has yet to have a major character. Could you imagine what he could do? Marvel with DC,
Batman or something,
with anybody.
Yeah. Well, Batman obviously wouldn't be a very good choice for his style, but like
could be. I mean, shit, dude. Like he took Guardians, which was a very low named, and turned into a monster.
Doing, and that's what I fucking love about him. His Suicide Squad made me. I almost cried for fucking Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man. And now fucking Vigilante, who I've never heard of, has been just unbelievable. One of my favorite characters ever. Which is proof that it's not about the characters. It's about the writing. It's about how you write them and what you do with them.
Yep. I mean, look at Jon Favreau with Mandalorian. I mean, like there's certain directors now that these companies, if they want to have a successful franchise, just need to go, here you go.
Yep.
And it's yet to be seen. My opinion is that Disney tends to do that, and Warner Brothers tends not to. Mm-hmm. Now, Disney made a big Me Too. Well, I don't know if it's a Me Too, whatever, cancel, whatever you want to call it, with Gunn, which that was a huge mistake.
Right.
But traditionally,
I would just say cancel culture. Yeah, I guess.
But here recently, they've done a lot better.
Now, yes, I agree with that. Well, and I mean, it's one of those PR nightmares for them. I can't. Part of me, I don't hate them for being like that, because they were trying to make an image of being Disney, family oriented, and this and that. I get why they were mad
then
at
don't
him.
buy Marvel.
I get why they
don't.
were mad at him. They shouldn't have just often fired him. They should have. I mean, if they had made comments about it and said he's going to do this and that's one thing, but like to just fire him was where they crossed the line.
Well, and like my opinion is like, if you're gonna buy a comic book franchise that has a character that commits mass murder, there's a bunch of them, Punisher, all these guys, tons of blood and violence across the board on it.
That's a good point.
Then you need to stay then you need to change your rules.
Right.
Like I get it, you're a kid company and all that. Then don't buy Marvel. Don't buy DC.
Right.
Star Wars, you can buy Star Wars all you want.
Well, I get that. I think his jokes were more pedophilia oriented, but still.
Okay,
regardless.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing.
All done and over now.
I know, but here's my thing.
I'm finally learning. Sorry.
If Marvel had stayed Marvel and hadn't been sold to Disney, I don't think he would have been fired.
That's true. They probably wouldn't have given a fuck.
And that's my thing is like
it
Disney,
was probably Disney's call, not Marvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so it's like Disney, if you don't want to be in the realm of violence and foul language and bad jokes, then don't take some of the bullshit
that comes with it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
So
I get you. Well, right on. Still, man, fucking that finale was incredible. When I'm spoiling, when he kills his dad was awesome. When the fact that his dad is kind of back in that Dexter kind of fashion, where he's again, I'm hoping that there's a season 2. I don't know. I haven't actually read into it.
I heard that they confirmed a season, that they announced season 2.
But at the same time, as with what else were you just saying? The finale.
Space Force.
If it is the finale, if it was the ending, I'd be happy with it. If they make more, fuck yes, I'm excited for it. But if that was the ending, I'd be cool with it. I'm dying to see more Vigilante though.
Yes, I will say this. One thing that so next episode I'm really going to talk about, is Walking Dead, obviously. But dude, I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about Reacher. And I'm gonna check it out,
which is ironic because it's Alan Richardson, man. It's fucking
Thad. And I love, dude. And for those who don't know Thad, you need to watch Blue Mountain State.
Yeah,
man. Let me tell you,
the guy's also in Titans. He's in.
That doesn't matter.
He's been in a few other things.
No, he's
wrong,
but
he's
fucking
Blue
Thad.
State, and how he got the name too is always the best thing.
Well, and here's the thing:
gym teacher. Remember, it was this gym teacher, and he was he was crying. The gym teacher asked him why. He said, "Mr. I'm Thad." But he had a lisp. So he said, instead of saying sad, he said Thad. So, but then, dude, that's what's badass about the character. Then he wrote into it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, and so Amazon's already like one day after it dropped, announced that they're doing season 2, which means the views are way up. So
and I've heard nothing but good things actually. So
I watched a couple of scenes and I dude, it looks pretty good. So
all right, well, I'm fucking down. I still got that. I got my lovely Titans poster with that, dude.
You need to watch Texas Chainsaw.
I will watch. I've got too many things to watch right now. I literally have a list, so I will watch.
Let me tell you,
I really want to watch Disenchantment because I never got caught up.
Who would have thought this day and age that you are going to watch and finish a Texas Chainsaw remake over Matrix 4? If you could have told me that that's what was going to happen, I would have said you're full of shit.
Honestly, if you had told me that I'm never going to finish Matrix 4, I would have told you you're full of shit. But I don't think that I'm ever going to finish Matrix 4.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But yeah, that's all I got, man.
I think that's it. Yeah. Like I said, I am hooked lately on this guy,
and I got my shirt, my Chris Stanton shirt.
Chris Stanton. Can't say that shit. No, he's a badass.
Dude,
he pulled a Green Ranger, one of those evil turned good, which makes him more badass,
Yep.
So right on. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, whatever you guys do. What are we doing? What's next week? Oh, so next week is the Batman. I know gonna be busy next week, but like maybe we'll try to at some point, maybe we'll try to do a Batman special episode.
I'd say the next episode.
I was about to say maybe the next episode will just be that, or because I know I'll have some other stuff to talk about too, though. So, but we'll figure that out. Definitely want to do something with the
okay.
Batman.
So I don't know if you saw that Robert Pattinson did an interview recently, and he said that.
Losing you a little bit. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut it.
He took a selfie of himself in the bat suit in case he did get the role. He wanted to remember.
Yes, I did hear that. So, but on that note, since it looks like we're having a little bit of problems, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you get a chance, please like and subscribe. If you do follow us, thank you so much. This was episode 30. It was a good episode. All right, later.